We're at the position now where we've prepared our text and split the text into a single file for each page that should appear in the EPUB. We now need to create our audio files. I'm going to use MP4 format and a program called Audacity, which is free and available in Windows and Mac. Now if I start Audacity, now typically you may or may not have a mic. Hopefully you have a decent quality mic so that you can produce a good sound quality. But you hit the record button here, you'd read out page 2, for example, text, which is the Shakespeare text, and create a sound file. Now I already have such a sound file, so I'm just going to drop it into the system, and there's my sound file here. Now what you then need to do is decide, if you look at the page 2 text, I want to highlight each sentence as each word is spoken. So when I start this sentence, I want it to highlight this whole sentence, and then this whole sentence, and then this, and finally this. So when I'm saying his axe being 7 ages, I want the whole sentence to be highlighted for this particular page. So what you do is you find the starting point of, for instance, we're going to use the first sentence, All the Words are Staged by William Shakespeare. And if I highlight that, All the Words are Staged by William Shakespeare. And you can see it obviously starts here and finishes about here. So I'm going to drag my mouse with the button held down to highlight the area that I believe is the sound for All the Words are Staged by Will Shakespeare. And if I press the space bar, All the Words are Staged by William Shakespeare, it'll start and stop at my shaded section. Now what I want to do now is mark that section to say that is an area that I would like to be highlighted, and I'm going to mark that, and on the Apple that's a Command B for Bobby. I'm not going to teach you how to use Audacity. It has lots of information itself. Here you can see there are lots of options in the system, but one of the things we eventually want to do is export these markings that we've made. Okay, I'll just take a very quick look through this. There you go, and you can see add label, add selection was what I just chose. So you can use the tracks drop down menu to select that. Command B is easy. You do have an option to write something in this piece of text. Don't do that. Okay, and then you simply carry on highlighting sections. So eventually I would have the head material and the 4 lines of text, which give me 5 of these markings. And then when I've completed the markings, I simply go to the file menu and export the labels. Okay. Now I'm going to undo what I've just done. If instead, and I'm going to go to page 3, and I'm going to drop the audio file in again, but for page 3. Now in this example, I'm going to use the EPUB to highlight each word. Useful if you're, for instance, learning a new language, in this case English, so you could see each word as it's spoken and get an understanding of the spelling. Now in this case, if I run the track through, Annabel Lee by Edgar Allan Poe, you can see I'm not speaking very naturally because I want a small break between each word which will allow me to highlight each word. So again, Annabelle, and I actually need, and I'm going to zoom in a little bit here, Annabelle Lee. So the first word Annabelle is this, Annabelle, and I'm going to mark that. And the second word Lee, Lee. So I'm going to mark that, and then by. See, I'm simply holding the mouse button down and dragging the mouse across left to right. By. And then I'm using the command B button, or as we said before, you can use the top menu. Now, when I've done this for every single word, which is somewhat tedious, so remember not to write comments here. Then again, I simply go to File and Export the labels. And I'm going to simply call this Times for page 3. And it's a text file, and I'll save it to the desktop. Now, just a word of note here that if one of the words you've spoken or sentences is indistinct, or you've made an error, or you don't like the sound, you can simply finish the document and then add at the end additional sound. Or you can simply say the word or sentence twice. So you could say, the cat sat on the mat. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. The cat sat on the mat. And only mark the second one. So that's the bad cat sat on the mat. Don't mark that. That would be the good cat sat on the mat. Mark that one. So this sound will never be used from the sound file. Okay, now I'm going to quit this. I don't want to save it. And a very quick look at this dummy file which we've just created from our markings. And you can see it simply has some numbers. These are times in seconds along that sound file. So this particular word or sentence, depending on what we chose, or paragraph, highlights a time. For instance, this word started and when the word finished. And then this is the second word start, second word finish, third word start, third word finish. And if you have a page of, say, 100 words and you want to highlight each word, then obviously you would have 100 pairs. And the program will check that you have an even number, so you obviously always have pairs, and that when it analyzes the text and compares it with the terms, they should be the same number of words, sentences, or paragraphs as pairs of terms in your term file. Okay.